Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Caring Caregiver Show. I'm your host, Savy, the founder of Gimme a Break. We're a nonprofit organization. It's an all volunteer nonprofit organization that's caring for you, caring for caregivers. And I say you because I know that just about 100% of the people in the world are caregivers in some way or form. Maybe you don't know you're a caregiver, but let's do this. Do you care for people, pets, or plants? And I bet you're a caregiver. Are you a boss? Do you have employees that are in your care? So if you're taking care of any living thing and keeping them going, you're a caregiver. And I know that's broad, and I know that every situation is different. But I say that because just like we're all human, we're all caregivers. And we all need to survive this journey and find joy in our caregiving journeys. So that's what we try to do each week, right here in the Caring Caregiver Show. Oh, look at this fun thing that's happening to my background. Watch magic. Isn't that cool? I know, I figured out how to make that go away while I was sitting here waiting for 12 o'clock. Anyway, here we are. We're back. So we're here, and that's what we do. We're going to help you to survive, and we're Gimme a Break. So Gimme a Break is here. You can contact us. Go to our website, check it out, gab808.org. And if you want to just drop us an email, info@gab808.org as well. When you go on our website, there is a form that you can fill out, and it's a caregiver support request. Now, you don't have to need that support right now, or you could be in big need, but we'll do our best to try and help you with whatever that request is. It may not be a service that we provide. However, we may know someone in your area that can provide that, and we'll vet them for you and find somebody and do the best, like I said, that we can. Mind you, be patient with us. We are all volunteers, and so we do the best we can with what we have and do everything we can for caregivers. So check it out, gab808.org for more information, because yeah, we know how hard it is. Now, that's not our only support to you. Each week, we do support you with a group session. So our support sessions come on every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. So you can join us. It's a positive, safe space for you. It's where you can get connected to a community of caregivers just like you. And in fact, last night we had a discussion about making tough decisions. Oh, you can probably think of a million tough decisions you've had to make in your caregiving journey, or the ones that are going to come. And maybe some you didn't even think about. But it's important not just to make those decisions now, but to learn from that and to start planning for your care receiving. And know that if you don't have answers to all of those questions that are going to come up, someone else is going to make those decisions for you. So now, while maybe we're clear-headed, make those decisions. Start logging those down and plan for your care receiving, and even think ahead to what decisions could come. And if you're not sure, well, join us every Tuesday evening, Hawaii Standard Time at 8 p.m., and just go on a Zoom and type in 808-754-3787. Okay? Make sure your care receiving plan has the answers for you. So you can share and learn with us every Tuesday evening. Hope to see you. Hope to meet you. The Caring Caregiver Show is how Gimme a Break gets you connected to resources. And one of the best resources we have is our Giver's Guides online magazine. It's a caregiver's guides to caregiving. It's written by caregivers, for caregivers, and exclusively from a caregiver's point of view. So sometimes you might read some way to practice something, but it doesn't take into consideration that you have other lives that depend on you. We do. We realize that you might have to practice that in a moment, or that you might have to be able to figure out how you can schedule time to do that, or how you can change the way your perspective is so that you can prioritize that. So that's the difference. We're in our October issue right now. Here's a peek at the cover. And so, of course, you've got 6 quick tips for stress relief. There you go. Quick tips. That's the best way to do that. And then a sneaky peeky here coming out on November 1st is our Caregiver of the Year issue. So our Caregiver of the Year issue and our Caregiver of the Year contest, I'm going to talk about that later in the show, runs throughout November, which is National Caregiver Month. And we're featuring this past year's Caregiver of the Year, Shawnee Kanjura. And you can read her story as well as stories of those who have already entered our contest. So there we go. Good. You know, I do everything manually. I'm clicking buttons while I'm talking. It's walking and chewing gum at its finest. Oh, here we go again. Ready? Magic. There we go. All right. Well, anyway, so the October issue, really great. And really all you have to do is make a donation. So any donation of $25 or more gets you 12 issues of the Giver's Guides magazine. There's no other way to get it. So you get it by making a donation. And that's a tax-deductible donation, by the way. If you really, really want to get generous, by all means, you can do a $25 donation every month. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Helps us because we don't have funding. We don't have grants. We are here to the thanks and kindness of everyone out there who supported us all these years. So thank you. And mahalo so much for that. But your $25 donation gets you 12 monthly issues. So go to our website. Of course, it's our mahalo gift to you, gab808.org/donate. And please help us out. And you get a gift in return of knowledge and amazing, amazing writers that we have. And I have to just take my hat off to all of them who write these articles that come from their experience. So enjoy all of that. This helps you as a caregiver, and it helps us do what we do for caregivers. Okay, so you notice my demeanor is a little softer today, and I'd like to take a personal moment to dedicate this show to my mom. My mom passed a couple days ago, and you know I've always talked about her on the show. I've always talked about, you know, the long caregiving journey and 5 times in and out of hospice. And so she finally ended her long journey and battle with dementia. Which probably began in her 60s, and she passed at 94. And so I want to sincerely thank at this moment everyone, you know, who commented. I did post on Facebook and let everyone know. And I thank you so much because it's a really hard time. You prepare for this. And, you know, I've been caring for her for 11 years and I prepared for it. But you can never prepare for the feelings of grief that you have. And all of your wonderful comments and kindness has literally gotten me through and helped me to be strong enough to do the show today. I actually debated doing it. So I wanted to come to you today, and I wanted to make sure that caregivers were connected with all of the resources that they need. And so I'm going to dedicate this show to Mom, to you, who I know is now watching over. Okay. But again, my ability to cope was really strengthened by all of you. Okay, let's get going today. My guest did not make it today for some reason. I'm not sure what happened or whether there was a miscommunication. So hopefully I'll be able to schedule. And for those of you who were tuning in and wanted to hear about some of the things that has to do with elder law, I know that there is a lot of it. Please know that Aaron didn't make it, and I'm sure there's a really great reason. He's a caregiver himself and totally gets it. What you can do, though, is you can just go ahead and check out his book. His book is A Hope for Caregivers, The ABCs of Long-Term Care and Legal Planning. And really, it's so simple, and he's kept it that way. So if I'm going to do anything today, I will at least give you that resource that hopefully you can check out. And you can just go to aaronmillerlaw.com and get that, as well as you could give him a call at 214-466-2099. And I'm sure he will answer any questions that you have concerning elder law, because it all seems so confusing. There's so much out there. Even now, as my mother's passed, I have to get connected to all of the different mechanics and wheels that kept turning in the background. So there's a lot that I'm going to be doing. I have to go to the mortuary on Friday and talk with them. Fortunately, everything was planned out. I took care of that early on, the very first time she went into hospice. And, a few other things that I'll be taking care of. And you don't plan for all of these. You don't even sometimes know what to do. So know what to do, know how to connect to all of these things. And I'll tell you too, you can go onto our YouTube channel. And on our YouTube channel, oh, here we go, magic again. Ready? There we go. Go onto our YouTube channel and you can go to presentations, outreach presentations. And I did a presentation on your care receiving plan. And there are some great tips in there. So check it out. I don't even have a link to that, but I do have on the screen right now for those of you watching live, our YouTube link, and just go to @Gimme a Break 808/streams. And you should be able to find it pretty easily. It's the care receiving plan, and check that out because, this was part of our strategic plan this year, was to really emphasize the importance of a care receiving plan, because so many of us got thrown into chaos. We got thrown into caregiving with no guidebook at all, no answers. We had to come up with answers, and some of the answers weren't always right, but they were the answers we had. So when it comes to care receiving, we're all going to have to receive care at one point in our life in some way or form. Even if it's sudden and you pass in a car accident or you get hit by a bus, like I always talk about, there's still arrangements that have to be made and decisions that have to be made. And if you don't plan for that, even now, your voice is gone. So make sure your voice is heard. Super important. You definitely don't want to miss that opportunity. And so you can check it out. Go on YouTube and check all of that out, and make sure that you can watch any of those. Our live streams are there, past shows, but also the one about care receiving plan is really important. And I think that if you go back and do anything today, go watch that. And of course, when you're on our YouTube channel, subscribe, follow. Thank you. I got to put those plugs in there. And I don't do that because of any monetary reason. I do that because, and gosh, if you don't know me by now, I want to reach more caregivers, because there are caregivers out there who've never even heard that there's support for them. They're alone and they're not getting that wonderful heart and strength that comes from community. So we need to touch them as well. Okay, well, we're going to move on. I want to take this time, since I don't have my guests, I'm going to take this time to talk about our Caregiver of the Year contest. Now, our Caregiver of the Year contest is going to go into full swing from November 1st. So until then, which is only a couple more days, you can still enter. And I know that some of you feel like I'm embarrassed, or I don't want anyone to know, or I don't feel like I deserve it, or for whatever reason. But your story is going to find a heart somewhere that needs to know that they're not alone, and that they're not the only one going through this. And it's okay to do that. One of the articles in the Giver's Guides magazine this month is "We Are Here, We Are Here, We Are Here." And Lonnie put together an amazing article that helps you to understand that we have to have a voice. We need to be heard. Do you know why we don't have any federal funding? Because there are no funds earmarked for caregiving support. Wow, that's scary. There are millions of us throughout the nation, and there's no support. So we have to pull together as a community. And we need to support one another. We need to hold hands. We're here. We are here. And your voice is what's going to do that. Sharing your caregiver story is really not that tough. Here's our Caregivers of the Year. This was, Rosie was our Caregiver of the Year for 2023. And next to her is Fran, who was one of our Volunteers of the Year. I think that was for 2022. And then also here, these are some of our past Caregiver of the Years. And they're just regular people like yourself. There's Shawnee there at the top, and Rosie, who wife and mother. There are so many others that were just regular people, just like yourself. They didn't want their pictures out there, but you know what they did want? They did want other caregivers not to have to go through what they went through, and they did want connection. And if they could share their story, well, then somewhere someone was touched and somebody didn't feel alone. And that's really what it's about. We do this every year because November is National Family Caregiver Month. And we're here to scream it at the top of our lungs that we need support and we need to connect to community. So if you haven't entered, please do. Enter and share your story. And you know what? Your story doesn't have to be every detail. Honest to goodness, if you just do like one little paragraph or 5 sentences, do 3 sentences, don't worry. That's all we need. I am a caregiver for, you don't even have to name them, my so-and-so, my uncle. And every day I care for him. There you go. That's not what it all is, it? Of course, we do want a picture. If you're willing to share a picture, that's fine. If not, I'll put a stock picture in there. Don't worry about it. But it would be nice because we want people to see the faces of those who are caring. So that's what it's about. I promise you get till Halloween, the 31st, to enter. And I promise no tricks, only treats, nothing scary. No, you don't have to worry about it. Just go to gab808.org. Oh, I wonder if I have that one here. Yeah, I do. There you go, right on the screen. gab808.org/CGOY for Caregiver of the Year, CGOY 2025. So enter that. All the information's there. Check it out. But please share your story. It makes all the difference in the world when caregivers know they're not alone. I can't emphasize that enough. I really can. All right. We're going to have a short show today, folks. But I appreciate you. And I don't get to have the time always to tell you just how much I do. And I appreciate every single caregiver out there. I know what you're going through. And it's not easy. Next week's show is going to be a little rough for me. So if you're not doing anything, hop on at 12 o'clock noon, because what we do every week at 12 noon is our show. And we're going to be talking, well, we're going to have a kind of a fun start with Nam Collins. She's going to talk about ageless sculpting because doggone it, if you're caregiving, you should look good doing it. And also we'll be having on MAID, MAID. So Susan Amina and Karen Ireland from Medical Aid in Dying will be on. And I know it sounds like a crazy thing to talk about, but we don't, and we need to. And I wish I knew them years ago. Because I will tell you that when you have to be there and watch someone pass, it's not easy. And if you have that choice to not go through the negative and the hard part of it and be able to go peacefully, maybe you'll take that choice. Okay, so they'll be on next week and I can use your support. So it'll be a really good show. And the information they have is really important. Anyway, I'll tackle those tough subjects. I have no problem doing that. And we do that in our sessions too. There's nothing that goes unsaid. That's why we're here. I wouldn't have the show any other way if we couldn't just come out and talk about all of those things because we need to. And there's no more hiding anymore. We don't want to pretend that everything's okay. It's all right to talk about them. And that's why we have the Caring Caregiver Show. And that's why we have our support sessions. And either way, it's all brought to you by Gimme a Break. And you can help fund us just donating. Make your donation. It doesn't even have to be for the Mahalo gift of the Giver's Guide magazine, but you do get that. But you can also donate anytime. Just go to gab808.org/donate. We appreciate all of that. And we thank you all for keeping it all coming. The Caring Caregiver Show really is about connecting caregivers to resources and community with wellness and survival as the goal. So you really don't want to miss a single show. Put it in your calendar right now, every Wednesday at noon, Caring Caregiver Show. And if you miss us live, don't worry. We're streaming on 7 different platforms simultaneously today. We're on Facebook, 4 different Facebook pages and platforms. And we're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube, and we're also on the Caring Caregiver Show's YouTube. So check it out wherever you're watching, wherever you go and look at your social media, and look for us, Caring Caregiver Show, or go to the Gimme a Break Facebook page, and you can watch it again and again and again if you need to. And for those of you who are listening on podcast and my audience, that thank you so much for your wonderful comments. You inspire me, and I keep going because of you. So you can always hear us about a week after each show. To get that show on Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Google, gosh, I can name a million of those platforms. We're all on there. Just type in the Caring Caregiver Show. And if you can't find it, go to Gimme a Break's website, gab808.org /CCS. And the CCS will get you to the Caring Caregiver Show page. And on there, you can actually click to our podcast page. It's a lot easier. All right. Whatever you do, caregivers, please stay connected. Don't isolate. Don't do that. Not when you have us here. Okay. We're a community and we stick together. We hold hands. Whew. All right. Oh, and by the way, if you're marking your calendars, next Wednesday is Strolling with Savy. So we're going to do Sunset Strolling with Savy at Coolio Beach Park. We meet about 5:15, 5:30. And boy, am I going to need this one. And I'd love to have your support there because I know you need it too. It's a wonderful time to just stroll, and we do some meditation, some grounding. And I believe next week, I'm definitely going to need to do a primal yell. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm sorry if I jabbered on, but boy, it was really nice to kind of have a show to myself. I guess I got to be my own guest. So hope to see you at Coolio Beach Park next Wednesday, but I'll remind you on the show as well. And that's our show. So in the meantime, remember, please breathe. Just take that breath. We forget to breathe all the time. And here's hoping that you're finding joy in caregiving each week. Thanks for tuning in, and please be kind to yourself, and especially to those who care. Aloha.